Hello, welcome to Influencers, where we bring you the people that influence our state, our community, and all the folks that live in it. Today, we're so proud to have Rick Benbow from WGU University, an incredible university that we've had a long partnership with at the Latin Chamber of Commerce. So I thought it was time to have a conversation with Rick. How are you, Rick?
I am wonderful, Peter. How are you?
I'm very good. Just happy to be doing this influencer with you and welcoming you to the Latin Chamber of Commerce and it's in our community.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate the warm introduction and absolutely the time to connect and really introduce myself to the Latin Chamber of Commerce in Nevada. As you know, I just came to WGU in February. Because of COVID, I've been, sort of on lockdown, for lack of a better term, to really get out there and connect with the community. So I appreciate the time this morning.
Oh, no, it's our pleasure. So tell us about WGU Nevada.
WGU Nevada, it's an online competency-based university, nonprofit. I need to mention that. Sometimes we get lumped in with the for-profits. We're a nonprofit online competency-based university. We have 4 different colleges with 60-degree programs. 70% of our student body is made up of the population, underserved population. 70% of our students come from one or more underserved populations. They're first-time college students, students of color, low-income earners, or rural residents.
Excellent. And specifically, what is your role at WGU?
My role, I am the regional vice president for the West region. So I oversee operations, marketing, and strategy for California, Nevada, and Arizona.
Well, those aren't bad places.
Not at all. All warm weather states.
That's right. And what's your background in higher ed?
Background in higher ed, it's really funny you asked me that. My background in higher ed is limited from the standpoint that I don't have 20 years of experience in higher ed. My most recent experience was with UCLA, where I was the chief officer for government and community relations. But my passion and just my belief in the higher ed system and the upward mobility that higher ed has, WGU is an opportunity that has allowed me to really define my why. It is just an absolute wonderful organization to be a part of. The way we are connected to our mission, it's in our DNA to impact lives. And again, the ability to come in, make a difference, identify pathways to higher ed for underserved populations is just something that just resonates with me. In particular, at this moment, where we're dealing with the economic downturn, the social equity issues, the transformation of the workforce. To me, now is the opportune time to be a part of something as special as WGU. And I'm honored, happy, and humbled to be part of such of an organization that can have a great impact in dealing with those 3 components that we are a nation are dealing with. And so I am just ecstatic to be a part of the fabric of making a difference in folks' lives.
That's wonderful. In thinking about what you said, I know that WGU is obviously it's online, it's accredited, and it's affordable. Those 3 components seem like it would even be more popular during this pandemic that we're going through. Is that a fact, or is that not true?
I think in some ways it is absolutely true. But I also think because of the uncertainty around the election, I think folks are really more concerned, or really their attention is focused on what's happening with this election. I get the sense that there is, at least at this moment, there's some uncertainty in terms of who will be leading the nation. But I think once the election happens, I think what we'll see is a pivot all around, where not only will you have potential or prospective students looking for those opportunities to continue their higher education, but also think because of the economic downturn and the policies that may come out of the next president, whoever it may be, will also give folks the opportunity to reevaluate their current situation in their career. And they will look to make career pivots or even upgrade in their current career if they're so fortunate to continue with their job. So I think, after this election, I think what you'll see is a reemphasis or more attention paid to those pathways to opportunity to increase their education.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I think that's well said. I know that WGU has over 60 bachelor and master degree programs, if I'm not mistaken. Tell us about what areas, some of the areas.
Oh, absolutely. So we have 4 different colleges. We have the College of Business, College of IT, Teachers College, and Health Professions. We have everything from accounting to marketing in the College of Business. College of IT, which is really seen and it has increased in popularity at this time.
I'm sure.
I think as folks are kind of situated and working from home, they're looking for those more recession-proof opportunities. And so College of IT is one of the colleges and the many, many programs that we have, from cybersecurity to computer science to cloud computing. We have all seen an increase in interest for the College of IT. Teachers College, something that we have been very, very connected with in the state of Nevada, just in terms of the Teach Nevada initiative, where the state has been gracious enough to provide us money from the state legislature to provide scholarships for teachers who would like to remain in Nevada and teach. And so that's one of our popular programs in the state of Nevada. And then our Health Professions College, for the most part, we have been known for our nursing programs through WGU. And so that has also been one of our staple programs in the fabric of the institution.
Those are great programs. I'll tell you, all well needed too in the workforce. So that's incredible that you're doing that. Can you explain to our audience what competency-based education is?
Yeah, competency-based education is really it's online, it's technology-based, and really it focuses more on learning as opposed to seat time. And so in each class or each course, we have identified a certain number of competencies and skills that are desired at the end of that journey for that particular course. And we measure your ability to master those skills or competencies. And when you can prove that you have mastered that competencies or skills that are identified with that specific course, you can take the exam to actually prove that you've mastered those skills and then continue on. Whereas a traditional route, it's more of a time continuum where you're expected to learn over that particular time or that course, which in brick and mortar terms is that semester. With the competency-based model, we understand that there are a number of factors that contribute to your education. There could be prior work experience, prior learning experience. And so when you're in a course where you feel that you've mastered those competencies and you can prove that you've mastered those competencies, you're free to take the final exam and then move on and accelerate your learning through the competency-based model.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
Absolutely. And it was somewhat new to me as well, Peter. And I would just highlight an example of one of our alums. Just recently, I had a team retreat with our West Region team. And I thought it would be nice if we can have a former alum, or at least an alum of WGU, come and just really explain about their impact that WGU has had on their lives. And this particular alum was a homeless mother of 4. She had, 30 credits from a number of institutions in her past. She had been working for at least 10 years. When she was introduced to WGU, she didn't think she could get in because of her credits, her prior learning experience. She was able to gain acceptance to WGU. And through the competency-based model, and she didn't really know it upon admission, but in speaking with her mentor, she said, some of these things I already know. Can I take the exam and maybe accelerate my learning? Again, based on her prior learning experience and some of her experience with the former community colleges that she attended, she was able to accelerate through the program. And within a year, Peter, she graduated with not only 1 degree from WGU, she earned 2 degrees from WGU. She took that experience and just in casual conversation, she really touched me in the sense of, it really drew home in terms of the impact. She said prior to WGU, she had no sense of achievement, no sense of accomplishment. And the one thing that stuck out with me, she said that she wasn't a finisher, but the WGU model, the platform, the support she received through her mentor, she was able to gain all of those things. And she has taken that WGU experience, and now she's enrolled in an MBA program to pursue her higher education endeavors.
What a story. What a success story.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As a business owner, when you use PowerShift by NV Energy, you can lower your energy costs and really improve your business's bottom line. You get incentives on new heating and cooling units, energy-efficient refrigerators, insulation, windows, lighting, and so much more. And with our free energy assessment and smart thermostat, you keep saving year after year. Just think of us as a business partner who likes saving you money. Get started today at nvenergy.com/PowerShift.
The Latin Chamber of Commerce recognizes the impact that economic empowerment has on the social and political fabric of our community, and this includes the most vulnerable members of society, our children. Cox is providing youth with a greater chance for success in today's digital world through its low-cost Connect to Compete program. Low-income families with school-age children may qualify for low-cost, high-speed internet at home. To learn more, please visit cox.com/connect to compete.
Let me ask you, why are adult learners attracted to WGU to meet their higher education goals?
I think it's the flexibility and affordability. As someone, again, who firmly believes in higher education, Peter, I went the traditional route, traditional brick and mortar. So I've assumed
You mean you had debt?
Exactly. I assumed a large sum of debt because that pathway was the pathway that I was exposed to. That was the way to pursue the American dream. The WGU model, because it's flexible, because it's affordable, working adults now don't have to disrupt their lives to pursue their higher education endeavors. So if you're a father or mother of two, and you have family obligations, you have work obligations, the WGU model allows you to maintain your lifestyle, maintain your responsibilities as part of work and part of the family unit, while pursuing their higher education endeavors at an affordable price. You can complete the coursework at your own pace. You can accelerate through that coursework, or you can take your time as needed, as it fits your schedule. And so again, I think the flexibility and the affordability component of WGU really allows working adults to pursue their higher education endeavors.
Yeah. And speaking of debt and what it costs to go, to get an education, I know the WGU offers many scholarships to help students. Can you share some of that information, like on the Master Your Future scholarship that I know about?
Yeah, we have a number of scholarships. We just recently announced the Online Access Scholarship. As you know, the digital divide is something that has been highlighted, particularly at this moment with COVID-19. And so we recently launched the Online Access Scholarship. It's $1 million. Students receive the cost of the broadband service, a device, and a webcam. Recently in Nevada, we have the Teach Nevada Scholarship that's available to Nevada students who wish to pursue teaching careers in Nevada. And so, again, WGU is a platform, an institution, an organization that is mission driven. And for me, again, being very new, we tear down the barriers to pursuing higher education. And that is just one of the things that we do through our many scholarships that we have and offer to our students.
Yeah, I think let's stay on that topic, because I know you said you talked about digital divide. Can you explain the digital divide and how WGU is helping students impacted by this?
Sure.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. And digital divide comes in two forms. I think one form is if you live in a rural territory, the telecom providers haven't built out their infrastructure so that it can reach you. So that's one component of the digital divide. The other component is simply an affordability standpoint. If you're in an urban area and you're on the lower pay scale, low income earner per se, there are certain priorities that you have, and your income distribution doesn't necessarily have or make room or have broadband service as a priority. WGU has recognized this, and I think in the state of Nevada, it's 7.3% of residents can afford broadband service. And I don't know what the percentage is for those maybe out in the rural territories, but again, that's a barrier to folks pursuing their higher education endeavors. To address that, we have created the Online Access Scholarship, again, where we create or provide the cost of the broadband service, the device, and a webcam for WGU students and new WGU students to pursue their higher education endeavors.
Yeah, and I know we've been pushing that at the Latin Chamber. We've been pushing the information out because we really want, we want people to take advantage of what's out there and what's available. Sometimes they just don't know.
Yeah, and again, we appreciate your partnership in helping us amplify the Online Access Scholarship for WGU students. Really, really appreciate that, Peter, and your assistance. Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. So how can people access more information on WGU? Where can they go?
Simply go to wgu.edu. And I guess I should say www.wgu.edu.
Yeah. Any closing comments that you want to tell our community? I mean, I feel like we're going to have to do this more often to keep people up to speed because you guys are constantly changing and coming up with new ideas. But at the heart of what WGU is, from my perspective, is just trying to find an online, affordable way to continue your education. But I'd love to hear your closing comments.
You know what, Peter? I've thought about this for quite some time, and I think, again, we're at a point where there are a number of factors that impact our everyday lives. COVID-19, the economic downturn certainly felt by a number of Nevada residents. The social, civil unrest. While WGU is not a panacea to maybe solve all of that all at once, WGU can be a part of the solution, just in terms of, looking for that equitable pathway. To me, WGU represents the last mile between education attainment and career. At this particular moment where folks are looking to pivot from their current career, change the top line of their resume for a better opportunity, education still remains a big factor in one being able to change its circumstances. WGU is affordable, flexible, online. You can accelerate through the program. We have support in the form of a mentor from the time you're admitted to the time you graduate. WGU is a key for folks to change their circumstances. We connect talent to opportunity. And so, again, I am just happy, honored, and humbled to work for such an organization that can have a tremendous impact on the lives of many.
Well, there you have it, folks. WGU Regional Vice President Rick Benbow. Am I saying the name right?
Yes.
Excellent. And so I just want to thank all of you for being on this episode of Influencers, again, where we bring you the people that are in the trenches, in the community, in the state, trying to help our community be better. Thank you for joining us today, and we will be back again soon.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you.